Hello, welcome to Ghost Prime Reviews. So before we get into it, before we do anything, I want you to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't.
I didn't come here to make friends. Well, that's bullshit. That's exactly what I came here to do.
And let's take a look at Draculus. Now you guys remember that time that he was in the Generation 1 cartoon? In fact, he was in the movie. Well, not really, but something that looked kind of like a Dracula Transformer was in the Starscream's Coronation, and I would just like to pretend it's him. So he's canon. Anyhow, he's a repaint of and a retool of Mindwipe from Titans Returns, and I think they did a really good job. He's got this really cool cloth cape, really neat remolded chest, almost looks like he's wearing a tux, and a vampiric head, which we'll get into in the review. So please follow me over here. All right, and to take a look at the packaging. Now, I'd had a mishap with my phone and it deleted the other video I had of this, but he has a really nice rendered image on the front here. Dracula looks to be in the font from the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie, which is cool, and kind of gives it a very film cover look. And on the side, again, Dracula, he got his face there. Picture on the back shows up with the cape, it's a bat, and as the robot on the top, Transformers Dracula 90th anniversary. Now, I don't think there were cassette tapes in, well, 90 years ago, but this is cool. So you just pull it out. We'll pull it out from the back so you can see it. It is a cassette on the back, and there's little hooks, which is kind of annoying, which will stop this from being pulled out all the way. But it says Dracula, monsters there, which is cool. I really hope they do the rest. Now, he does come packaged in here, and it does not have a window, which is interesting to me because you do see these at Target, and they are just completely open. There's no tape on the side here, anything holding it in. I did open this, of course, and inside the packaging, you get, besides his weapons, you get his set of instructions right here, which that would be kind of a cool repaint, a red one, huh? But there's all his, just kind of everything you go through. Now, this is kind of a cool little instruction set, how it has the window frames, or maybe windows, maybe like a mausoleum. Very cool. I like the design of this. They did a great job. Very clear, black, red, and gray. Now onto the figure. Okay, now that we got this figure out of the box, of course he comes with all the standard instructions and everything else. His accessories are this piece, which is the same it came with Titans Return Mindwipe. And he has the blaster, which is painted red on the end. And as you can see, he's done up in a deco that looks like he's wearing a tuxedo. Take the cape off from around him a little bit. This way we get some idea of the paintwork and the remolded pieces. So he does have some remolded pieces. His forearms here are remolded, with his hands are also remolded. His chest piece is remolded, and his head. In fact, let's take a quick and close look at that head sculpt. Now, he does look a lot like that one character that we see in the statue form in the Starscream's Coronation. So I could understand the argument about this is where they got that idea from, and that very well may be so. But he has really like 3 different colors of paint right here. 1, 2, and 3. It's really nice work. His hand is kind of an open pose, a la Scourge, and he has some really nice sculpt work on that forearm. Now, it is, again, hollow right there. He does have all the same sort of issues that a Titans Return figure did have, which he could be a little looser in the joints, but surprisingly, he's actually pretty cool. Now, on the back, he does have this little tiny piece here. So this, let me take the cape off, is where you put the cape, and he has 2 holes, slits, to put the wings. So you can see that little X, that's where you could put someone's in trouble. So you can put the cape. Now, the cape is pretty big. It has 2 slits in the middle, slit on either side for when he's in bat mode, and the little hole so he stays on. Now, he is meant to be transformed with this thing on completely, but I don't do that. So back to his accessories. He does have a 5mm port here. So you could put that on here, and you could take this, have it like that. So he's a shield of sorts, and with a claw on it, and his blaster, because we all remember that time Dracula went around wielding a gun, right? You remember? I remember. Yeah.
We don't even have a gun.
I remember that for sure. But otherwise, you know, it's pretty cool. I dig it. I think he looks great. I like this far more than I thought I would. I honestly love this so much more than I thought I would. And here he is with a quick comparison to the Mind Wipe, which came before it. And as you can see, he does have different forearms. He has remolded front piece, a remolded head. He is not a Titan Master. This head does not come off. Now let's just get him transformed real fast. Make sure he's in frame. And take off his weapons. First thing we're going to do is fold in his arms, or his hands into his arms. Then fold up his... Actually, let's do articulation first. Sorry, I completely forgot. Figured we all know this transformation by now, right? We all know the articulation by now, but let's do it. Let's just do it real quick. So for articulation, his arms are a ball joint. They go all the way around. Up, shoulders that high. He has bicep. He has double jointed elbow. No wrist swivel. His head is on a ball joint, so it looks up and down. Little inquisitive look. We'll go 360. He has 360 at the waist. He has legs goes out really far. He could do the high kick with relative ease. He has thigh swivel. He has more than 90 degrees at the knee, but it gets kind of hindered by his crotch. He has 0 ankle articulation, just like Titans, but he does have some front and back rocker on the foot. So that's the articulation. Now, getting back to transformation, I'm going to move his arms or his hands back in. I said that twice. Fold these so they make like this. You see on the back there is a foot. The same for the other side. Take his head. You want to move his head all the way up and around. Kind of sits like that. We have something like this. You want to move his legs. Actually, you turn his legs all the way around. And take his wings, fold the wings back and around, turn them upside down, legs, unpeg here, and then unfold like this. Same thing on the other side. Unfold, then take this, with his legs, get his legs out of the way real quick. And then there is a tab there, a slot on his wing. Kind of line those up. Either side. Take his feet, fold the feet around into the back. Let's get that lined up. And then there is a tab right here, and there's a slot here. So what you're going to want to do, kind of line those up, slot that in on both sides. That's the only way these things are going to stay. There we go. Take his head, move it up. Mine likes to come apart there, so I'm going to hold it here and snap it into place. And that's the bat mode without the cape. Now, the cape is part of it. Oh, there is one thing. This actually becomes a tail, so you could kind of put this here like that. Fold these under, move that, plug that in on the underside of the head, so it's a tail gun. So, and the bat, and this just looks wicked. I love this so much. If I could transform this guy, just yell bat and have him instantly transform, that would be amazing.
Bert!
So his cape, as I said, is meant to be done with the transformation. It's supposed to be done with the cape on. So we're going to reconnect that to this little piece right here. And then put the wings through. Then what you want to do is you would take these little slits right here and put those on the end of the wing like that. On either side. And then pull that down. That. And there you go. There he is with the cape on over the wings, which honestly looks pretty good. I love the colors on this. Oh, before you ask, yes, this could still open. And that's actually the same piece. I love what they did with the paint here. Moving close here. I love what they did with the paint here, how they painted the bottom and made this look like a gem in the center of his abdomen. It is an excellent way to do this. This whole thing just really sets this off. This is unsightly, unfortunately, but everything, this paintwork is gorgeous. I dig that paintwork. Here he is with the Titan's Return, which honestly doesn't look great. Just the colors alone make this thing look gorgeous. It actually makes this thing look like a really, really decent mold. Also, his jaw is articulated. He has pretty much the same head, I think. The head might be a little different. I honestly didn't. No, it's the same head, exactly the same head. These ears just bent back, which I don't know if that's because of packaging or what, but it looks cool. He looks evil like that, which I dig. So yeah, same head. This is all the same molding here, all the way across, and look how much better this thing looks. Man, they did a really great job on this.
Human form.
So all in all, this guy is a fun crossover. I actually really like this crossover line much more than I thought I would. I didn't think I'd ever buy into it. I usually kind of stick to G1. I know it's boring, but I usually just stick to G1s. He is really good. I dig the cloth cape. I love that you could, make him look all, kind of like Dracula, and he's definitely a worthy crossover. Definitely worthy crossover indeed. He's really cool. So if you happen to see him, pick him up. I just got this guy from Hasbro Pulse, but he was even on sale at Target. So I'd just do it. Just get it. You'll like it. Talk to you guys later. See you next review.